Bryce Drew. And, Coach, we'll talk about the game in its entirety in a minute, but you've been warning us. Dusty Stromer's going to have one of those days where he hits a bunch of threes. How satisfying was that? I know it was for him. How much was it for you?
Yeah, he's worked really hard. We've talked about it before. We've been getting a lot of shots up, as a group after practices, and really happy for him. I thought he had a really good rhythm. He didn't rush him. He shot how he does in practice, and happy for him, that he made 5 out of 7 tonight. Great shooting.
And back-to-back games for your bench, too. Dennis Evans sets career highs in 2 straight games, and Dusty making shots, and now you bring Caleb Shaw in the mix. How much better do you feel about your bench mix in light of losing Wilhelm?
Yeah, obviously it hurts losing Will. He gives us a lot of experience, a lot of physicality. He has a really good basketball mind. But Dennis, I think, has been really good the last 2 games. His impact around the rim and his aggressiveness has been, huge for us. And Dusty shooting the ball well and having Caleb back. I thought that first half was really, prevalent. Dusty came in, made some shots. Caleb came in, made a shot, and we were able to extend the lead, with some of our bench on the court. And so, obviously wish we had a little more time to get Caleb more of a rhythm back before, but at least he got 1 game under his belt, before we go to the conference tournament.
Coach, you mentioned throughout while he was out for 11 games, oddly got injured at Fresno, comes back against Fresno, that you missed him. Some people could dismiss that, it's one guy, 8 points, whatever. But you look at what he does, 5 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. And just seems to really always know where to be, how to play, who to look for on the passes.
Yeah, I think his intensity and his passion just rubs off the other guys when he's out there. I think other guys naturally play harder because you see how hard he's playing and how hard he's going. And the other thing is, when he can come in and Dusty and give quality minutes, it allows us to be able to get, some time for Jaden, Makai, Brian, that they're not on the court, for 35, 36 minutes, and it allows them to be more fresh when they're out there on defense and have, better legs for the end of the game. And so, we had this rotation, going before Caleb got hurt, and we were going to be in first place, just about, if it was 1 game, and happy that we can get this rotation back, for the conference tournament.
You had a season high 23 assists tonight. What'd you think of the ball sharing, and how did that come about tonight? It was more than just swinging the ball around the perimeter.
Yeah, I thought for 1 we did swing around the perimeter really good, and then for 2 we did have some great interior passing and some passing at the rim, for some guys for some layups and dunks. And I think that was really just nice to see. The guys know where their teammates are at and be comfortable with it and share the ball like they did.
It's almost emblematic of senior night, right? You talked a lot in this game about everybody playing for each other. It almost seemed like it came from that kind of spirit.
Yeah, it did. We talked to the underclassmen, juniors down, that hey, it's senior night. You want to make sure you help your seniors go out the best that they can on their home court, and you want to help honor your seniors that way. And I really thought the guys really bought in, and they were really focused that they did want their seniors to have a good last night experience here on our court. And then credit our seniors. They played with a lot of motion. They did a lot of good things out there, and they really set a tone. We talked in one huddle, and they spoke up, and it was just you could see the determination on their faces and how bad they wanted to win this game.
Coach, BMO, his final regular season game as a college student, 18 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block shot, plus 30, only 1 turnover. Seemed like he played with a lot of intensity and fire, but very controlled.
Very controlled, and I agree with you. His passing was so good when he was, at the point. I didn't think he rushed any shots. He didn't force any shots. He found the open man. He started the offense, and then it became contagious that other guys kept moving the ball, and so – that was again one of Brian's most complete games, all year for us, if not the most complete game.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake on the second play of the game on a fast break turnover, and I don't know that he made another one the rest of the night.
Yeah.
He only missed 1 shot.
Yeah, I thought he made great decisions on when to shoot in the paint and when to pass out. And again, he started our offense really well because when he didn't force it when it wasn't there, he just moved it and got it to the next guy, and that allowed us to get the ball moving.
Coach, we talked about a little bit, 12 and 5 with 2 blocks and 2 steals for Dennis Evans in 16 minutes. Can I expect this out of him every game? This is the guy we
really
want,
good.
Right?
Yeah, he was really. The other thing is I know he's been in college a little bit, but he's really only a freshman. He hasn't played many college games, And, his growth, if you go back to the beginning of the year to now, he looks like a totally different player. And when he's active and he's pursuing the ball and reacting, at the pace he did tonight, he can just be so impactful. And it was really fun to see him and happy for him. Again, he works hard. He's in the gym, often. And it's great to see, guys that are coachable, that work hard, have good games that they can be proud of.
To go back to the 23 assists, too, this has been a path throughout the season about how you do your playmaking, and you have Jaden Henley with heavy usage, but you also have several guys who initiate offense. How would you describe the philosophy right now? Is it like a point guard by committee almost?
Yeah, we have 3 ball handlers out there. We start Brian, Makai, and Jaden, and all 3 of them are capable of, playing point guard and handling the ball. And that's where, we get Dusty and Caleb and Nana, to make some shots. It gives those guys a lot more space. I thought that really helped them today is, Dusty making shots, Caleb making that early 3, Nana making a couple threes. Then it helps that they can't collapse so far. If you go back a couple games ago, they were keeping 3-4 guys in the paint and daring us to shoot threes. And so, when those guys can make shots, it really opens it more up for Brian and Jaden and Makai.
Coach, you flip the page now. You've earned the bye. You get third place in the conference, right? A tie with New Mexico. So you're the number 4 seed. You don't have to play Wednesday. You'll play at 2:30. More than likely, if everything holds, it'll be Nevada because they're probably going to win over Air Force and probably beat them again on Wednesday. Do you start prepping for that? How do you start getting your guys prepared? When do you head up to Vegas? How does all that lay out?
Yeah, we usually go up 2 days before, so we'll go up 2 days before, and we'll prep. For the game, and try to keep guys as fresh as possible, but also we don't want to lose the edge that we've played with these last few games, and so but we definitely want to make sure we're fresh because again, Lord willing, keep advancing. It's a long week of basketball and a lot of minutes.
On the 3-point shooting, that's been a struggle for most of the season. At one point it was last in the conference. These last 6 games, high 30s, pushing 40 on the conversion. And it seems to have been very selective over that time, too. What do you see in the difference?
Yeah, I definitely think shot selections, really helped. I feel like, the guys are definitely more comfortable with each other. They're more comfortable with what we've been doing on offense. And I think they just have a better feel for each other. It's, you have so many new players and everything. I really feel like as a coach, I'm just really getting to know this group right now. I really feel like this group's, really just coming together right now, and it's like you're at the end of the season. You wish you could get guys, for 2 years. It just really helps. And so, we're very pleased that, the last 2 games, and even Utah State, we were up 1 with 5 minutes left, and the UNLV game before that, we feel like, the guys are in a good place and really understanding, what's needed for them out on the court.
Coach, you get your 20th win again, another 20-win season. Not that the other years prior were easy, but felt like you earned every one of these. This was a tough year.
It was. You go back, I think we were 5-4, at one point this season. And, you look at the schedule in the league, and you're just like, well, you can win or lose that game. You can win or lose that game. You can win or lose that game. It's pretty much you go down the whole line, and it's like that. And so I'm really proud of these guys, for us to – come into a new league, just a lot of newness. Again, not really having a lot of retention from last year. To finish tied for 3rd in the 6th best conference in the country and get 20 wins and a bye in the conference tournament is a great accomplishment for these guys, and proud of them. And I think it's really key, that you get a bye and you don't have to play that 4th game because that's a lot for preparation, a lot on your body. So. We're very thankful, that we got a bye in the first round.
Well, thanks a lot for the time, Coach. I had you penciled in for 5 straight to end the season, so you got 2 down, so we just need 3 more.
Let's go.
Congrats, Coach. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in Vegas.
Lopes fans, thanks you for coming out this year and for all the support. Hope to see you guys in Vegas.
That's head coach Bryce Drew. And Paul,